DC K.O. Knightfight number 3, Last Bat Standing. Not only are we going to finish off our story with the Jason Todd Batman, but we're also going to start with my favorite Robin, Tim Drake, as he is also a different version of Batman who our Bruce is going to have to confront. The Heart of Apocalypse is really playing on the heartstrings of Batman. This has really been an emotional roller coaster for our hero, meeting his sons and being forced to fight them, confronting his own issues and trying to find a way to navigate through this game. And where we left off last issue, Batman turned himself into Clayface, bending the rules of this game to his whim, because while fighting Jason Todd, Jason did not believe this was Bruce at all. So now it's time to find out how Bruce gets out of this, and what else does the Heart of Apocalypse have in store for the Batman. Let's get into it. And we pick up with the fight between Batman and Red Hood Batman. Except now, because Bruce decided to be Clayface, Jason thinks he was right the whole time. I knew you were Clayface. And it's pretty crazy to try and convince him otherwise while you are currently Clayface. As Bruce thinks to himself, the Heart of Apocalypse has created twisted alternate futures for me, where I must fight my former Robins to the death, as he smacks Jason into all that toxic gas at the bottom of the city. But of course he would never actually kill his son, despite the circumstances, as he saves him from this death. And he continues to think to himself, I'm done playing its game. But Jason still thinks this is all just craziness from Clayface, Clayface still believing he's Batman, as he stops fighting Jason and simply admits, you did something I couldn't do, Jason. As much as I consider myself a loner, that was always a lie. I'm never really alone. I had you and your brothers and sisters. I surrounded myself with people constantly. I'm sorry you had to do this. And this pisses Jason off. Don't pretend you're him. You don't have to believe me that I'm Basil or Bruce, but I'm staying here with you. It doesn't matter what this world is. I refuse to leave you here by yourself. Let's figure out how to get us both out of this world together. And through all that anger, it stops Jason in his tracks. His father wants to be with him. But of course, any moment of happiness is completely shattered. The Heart of Apocalypse doesn't want to see this, as it tells him, no, 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 you cheated, pulling Batman away from Jason as he's forced to leave his son behind again. You do not make the rules, Batman. I make the rules, as Bruce is stuck in darkness. And he is done with the Heart of Apocalypse. I'm not doing what you want anymore. I refuse to fight my children. But the Heart takes this as a challenge. Oh really? How about I reveal what has been going on in the tournament since your elimination? Witness the fate of your allies. They are losing, they need you. But not only that, Joker is winning. Because for those of you who don't remember, Joker beat Jason. He has moved on. Before I was merely punishing you for attempting to cheat, but you won't stop breaking my rules. I will make you a deal, Batman, a new offer. If you beat my challenge, I will return you to the tournament. And Bruce doesn't know if he can trust the Heart of Apocalypse, but he doesn't really have any choice. From here on out, the challenges will be more difficult. I will test you in ways that are not physical. I will test your mind and your heart, as he once again transfers Bruce away. And now we pick up with Tim Drake's Batman, as he's solving a murder mystery. Looks like it's right out of a movie. I have brought you all here today because I have uncovered the killer. The police suspect Mrs. White because of her father's true identity, and most of you suspect Mr. Green because of his efforts to conceal his many other crimes. But only an amateur detective would believe such things. No, I know exactly who killed Dalton Glory, and they are in fact in this room. Soon I will tell you their motive and means. They thought they were clever, but shut up. You're always too smart for your own good, Batman. It will be the death of you someday. But for now, the blood will be on your hands. You damned, but he isn't hearing any of this, using his tech to immediately stop this guy in his tracks. Of course, this is the kind of Batman Tim is. Extremely intelligent, a detective above all else, and relying on his tech. Easily subduing this guy in a matter of moments. As he says, been some time since I needed to resort to fisticuffs, and everyone applauds him for what he's done here. And we see just how efficient Tim really is. Not a single open or cold case left in our fair city once again. Every mystery has been solved. Tim is just too good at this, but he tells them every mystery but one. There's one case I've never solved. And we learn Tim is completely wrapped up in his work, surrounded by tech and different bat accessories, and still not going to hang out with his friends. Pretty similar to Bruce. At least he's not completely alone like Jason was. But before he can contemplate having any kind of social life, a giant binary code appears on his back computer. As he reads, Tim, this is Bruce. I need your help. Odd, I love a good puzzle. Been a long time since someone hacked the Bat computer. Trying to take over my cave? Please. Oh, you're good, but even good shouldn't be able to get past my defenses. Oracle 2.0 built them. I don't care who you are. I'll stop your hack and then track you down and bring you in. What are you after? My old case files? Why? As we see his robots slowly walking behind him, ready to grab him. Doesn't matter. I'm shutting you out now. But even the sneak attack doesn't work, as he jumps over the robot and says, "Nice try, but I have better toys." As Bruce is trying his best to speak through the robots and tell him to wait. He's trying to explain that he's Bruce, just not the Bruce from whatever universe this is. But Tim isn't hearing this. Ha, you're either a rogue AI program or a virus sent to infect my systems. But Bruce knows a lot about Tim. When you were 14 years old, you broke into the Batcave. You thought I needed a Robin, but Tim really isn't listening to this. But Bruce continues anyway. You told me that you used to dream about your father's death, and this actually gets Tim to stop and think. And because of this hesitation, the robots do stop, and Bruce tells him, I just needed more time in your system to gain access to your holograms. And this is honestly just so Batman. Despite the fact that this Tim is just so intelligent, so efficient, so perfect with all his tech, Batman is still able to successfully hack in and subdue Tim. And he finally has time to speak to him. I've been trapped within your system for a few days now. It took me a moment to gain control. But in that time, I saw your files. I saw you. And I want you to know how proud I am of you. You dedicated yourself to not only solving crime in Gotham, but solving Gotham itself. You're smarter than I've ever been. You're a better Batman than I am. I believe he said that about all the Batmen so far. In their own ways, they've surpassed their father. And with this, we learn the one case Tim wasn't able to solve, the one he's obsessing over. Why can't he solve the murder of the Batman? As Bruce tells him, because you didn't want to. Please, whether you're real or AI, I don't need to be patronized by you. You were a great detective, but I never took you to be a great therapist, Bruce. As Bruce continues, Tim, you know it. You had the clues and the answers, but you never let yourself solve it, because then I'd really be dead. You held on to the mystery to hold on to me. But Tim tells him that's not it. He just wished he could solve one last case with his father. As he tells Tim, then they will. Since I gained access to your system, I've scanned the crime scene photos and all your evidence. Look again. My body was in the Batcave. You know me, Tim. Look at what is on my belt. What is missing? And now Tim knows who killed Batman. You solved it. You beat me. Only one way to know. We need to go catch them now. And even though these are made up realities, you can see how much they love their father. Just the thought of going where Bruce stopped Jason in his tracks. And even here, Tim is happy that Bruce wants to solve this case with him. I would love that. I could upload you to one of the robots again. We can catch your killer and then figure out how to get you out of my computers and into... But Bruce begins to scream. Once again, Tim loses him. As he begs, let me help you, please. And he falls to his knees. I don't want to do this without you. And the Heart of Apocalypse is not happy with Batman. You were supposed to fight him, not help him. As Bruce taunts the Heart, you're just mad that I beat your test my way. As the Heart responds, and because of that, I will break you. I can show you all the different versions of Batman you will face. I can make the people you love want to kill you, but instead, I will hurt you in a different way. As we see all the different members of the Bat family, everything the Heart could do to tear Bruce apart. And I just gotta say, love that my boy Duke is here. I have not seen Duke in quite some time. As the Heart tells him, I warned you, and Bruce wakes up, and he's clearly far older than he was, as he thinks to himself. Older, more lines, lots of years. Gotham in Jason's world, it was silent, not here, but I'm not in the mansion or my brownstone. This is Crime Alley, but alive, as we see a beautiful, clean, and sunny Gotham City. And he says, how is this possible? I've never seen the city like this. As someone tells him, I saved Gotham, father, but I was only able to do it because of what you taught me. At first I followed in your footsteps, and then I started my own path. And now, Gotham doesn't need a Batman anymore. Damian is a grown man, and he has already done the impossible at such a young age. And this is so surprising to Bruce. He wants to tell him everything. He needs to hurry up and explain himself, but Damian stops him. Hold on. I know. I'm too smart to not know. This world is not real. It's like I can see this reality's cracks in my peripheral vision. Whatever built it made me too smart. Too much like what I imagine the real me is like. This is all part of some kind of cosmic contest. You are real. This was made to manipulate you. I'm sorry. How the fuck? That's so crazy. So the Heart of Apocalypse messed up and made Damian too smart, so he just knows everything. That's insane levels of bat plot. But anyway, Bruce asks Damian to help him escape, and Damian agrees, as he says, but first I need you to understand what is at stake for me. Hey, come here. It's okay. You don't need to be scared. Father, this is your grandson. His name is Alfred. Batman is a grandfather. Damian had a son he named after Alfred Pennyworth. And this is where the issue ends, as the next issue is Batman versus happiness. This was honestly an amazing issue. Went by faster than I thought it would, but I loved every second of it. And I really liked Tim's version of Batman. I mean, damn, I kind of wish we got to see more of them, but Bruce beat that test pretty quickly. And with that being said, the next issue is the conclusion of DC Knightfight. So I do hope you guys enjoyed this issue, and I will catch you on the next one.